Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for stopping back into Two-Handed Board Gaming. My name is David, and today we are going to be doing a playthrough, our first playthrough. And this is going to be a playthrough of Maladum, and one of the first scenarios or quests for Maladum. This particular one that I have set forth for you here will be the one that we are going to run our intrepid dungeoneers through. So I figured I'd give you a brief overview of it, and then afterwards I'll give you an introduction to the dungeoneers themselves, the dungeon delvers. So, let's get started. As you stand before the foreboding entrance of the ancient dungeon, a rush of anticipation courses through your veins. The scent of damp earth mingles with the tinge of adventure in the air. Your heart beats in sync with the echoing drips of water, beckoning you to delve deeper into the unknown. With sword in hand and spells at your disposal, you step into the abyss, ready to vanquish foul creatures and navigate treacherous traps. Each battle won has the potential for great wealth, while every challenge overcome will sharpen your skills and earn you experience. This adventure will test your mettle, but great fortune awaits those who dare to conquer its depths. Alright, and here we are. Coin and Glory. So this is going to be our first dungeon crawl into Maladum. This is a standalone scenario that can be played before you know, whether you do it a part of the campaign or not, or it just gives you an idea of how the rules and getting into there, getting into the dungeon and figuring out how things work. But we're using this as a introduction, but also we're going to use it to build our party's equipment, experience, and hopefully we'll be able to draw some cool loot while we're in there. And so that is what we're going to go charging in there and try to get in there as quickly as possible, and hopefully survive, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't know what we're getting into, so we're going to find out. So primary objective. The region of Enveron seems bounteous, and you're here to make the most of it. Hunt for discarded weapons, armor, and anything you can use in the future quests, or at least trade for some coin in the nearest town. Give your party valuable combat experience and develop those skills for the road ahead. Just get back out again before things get too dangerous. And that is what we call a loot and scoot, and that's what we're going to try and do. So, and then we have our secondary objectives. So you have been tasked by the local townsfolk to retrieve some valuables, items believed to be lost in the crypts. During step 5 of setup, add objective 7 and 8 to the token pouch, which we've already done. It is in this pouch which you put all the common items, amongst others. So we've got that, and the other part of this is so you can, if you find those in the market phase of the game, each token found can be discarded to gain 1 renown, and then broken tokens are worthless. So and then special rules. So there's these ancient mechanisms. So let me see if I can show you real quick. Maybe I can show you real quick. No, I can't show you real quick. Yes, I can. There we go. All right. So there's a number of these spread throughout the dungeon. So each one of these was assigned a random objective, 1 through 6. I haven't looked at them. I pulled them, I assigned them individually. I think there's 4 of these, so you're not going to necessarily come across all 6 of them. However, so each one of these will do something different. So if I come across objective 1, the mechanism is broken, there's no further effect. If I come across objective 4, choose a random unlocked door, close and lock it. And then so on and so forth. The one that I'm actually interested to find is this objective 6, if I can come across it, if I just have randomly been able to select it. So remove the wall marked in yellow. And if you see up here, that is the wall marked in yellow. The Arcanist Chamber is now accessible. And I think that might be the only way we can get it open, unless there's some sort of magic spell or something else we come across. But we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, and then once resolved, discard the token. The machinery is seized up, and lever cannot be interacted with again. So basically, you can only interact with the lever once, but I believe there are 4 of these in the dungeon. And then here, as you see through here, we've got how we ended up setting up the board, and these are pretty straightforward. It took me a little bit of time, obviously, setting up for the first time, but and let me, before I get too far ahead of myself, there are a number of these darkness tokens. I am not going to play with those for this first game. I want to sort of get the feel of everything, and so I will incorporate that later. So if you see me do things that aren't necessarily that are called out here, there are a couple things that I might not put in this particular mission. So, all right. It shows you here how to set up your event cards. So I've already set the event cards up. I randomly, pulled those from the various categories. So I've got those set up. And then as far as the search allocation, so this right here is going to tell you what you set aside for the to put into your pouch, and then also to put into your crates, chests, sarcophagus, and the altar. So, I'm sorry, the alchemist, table there. So I have uncommon items, and I've actually gone ahead and labeled these bags because it just helps me to keep things in order. And then there's the rare items. So the uncommon items are the yellow. They have a yellow sort of background, and then the rare ones will have a blue background. So, and then where it says set aside, you pull 2 of the uncommon, 1 of the rare, and then you're going to use those and randomly place 1 in each of these large, like the sarcophagus and then the Arcanist Chambers table. So, and then right here it shows you you're going to pull 5 of the uncommon, put it into the your token. I'm sorry, your loot pouch, and then you're going to pull 1 from the rare. And then once you start filling up everything, this is telling you to put 2 items from the bag into the crates. So each crate will have 2 items, and then you're going to draw 3 for the chests. So that shows you how to set things up. And then also, you also have 3 for the sarcophagus. So that is where we are. And I think that's a good time to sort of, transition and show you the party that I'm bringing on this first of many, hopefully, dungeon delves into the Maladum dungeons. So, without further ado, I'll bring you the party. My dungeon delvers here. This is the party I'm bringing forward in this first dungeon crawl mission here. I'm bringing Greet, Grogmar, and Moranna. And so this is what I've assembled out of the 350 Gilder. Greet, as you might have seen in my one of my previous videos, was the one that I built, showing how characters are built. I might have changed some things. I think I've changed sort of some of this where I spent the skill points. The 2 that I currently have are acrobatics and fleet of foot. Fleet of foot will give me the ability to possibly, if I spend a skill point, to take an extra move, and then acrobatics will give the ability to sort of hurtle over terrain pieces, and also make jumps or lunges from like elevated terrain. So really cool. And then Greed also has, if you've noticed, based on the scavenger, is able to make, instead of making a 4 move, can make a 5 because it has this fast icon. So, and then as far as equipment, I've outfitted Greet with a stiletto or dagger here that has the quick strike ability, and the quick strike ability will allow you, if you make during a melee attack, you may if you do a critical hit, you can do a dash or make another attack for free immediately after the initial attack is resolved. So that's really cool. A sling, just to give potential for a ranged weapon, and that is a short range weapon. And then you need the slugs or the bullets for the sling, and then the apple here. Well, just in case I need to take a rest action, this will allow me to allow Greet to heal an extra wound, or that +1 health. So yeah. And then Grogmar. Grogmar is the tank of the group. Grogmar is going to be soaking up wounds, protecting his fellow dungeoneers here. He's got 6 health, really tough. I took the class of Guardian, which gives an extra health. That's why you see I've marked at the top. I filled in that extra health spot. And then one of the abilities that Grogmar has is, well, a few of the abilities. He has this this on this fist. That means even if he doesn't have a weapon, he can roll two. He can basically, he's unarmed combat of 2. So he'll be rolling 2 dice if he gets disarmed or breaks his weapon. And then, as far as skills, Grogmar has Impervious, which is the one that I selected down here. And if I spend a skill point, I'll be able to ignore status effects. So if he was hit with certain things that would, for example, like wounded or fatigued, I can just ignore that. It's at least once. And then also he has fast recovery, which if I spend it there, immediately heal a health. So pretty cool, Grogmar. And then the other cool thing, which I really liked, was I've outfitted Grogmar with a shield. And you'll notice that this little icon here, this little sort of, this is a defensive reroll. So character may force a single die to be rerolled from any attack made against them unless the attack ignores physical armor. I like that. And then it has one other icon. Can I remember that? There are a lot of icons for this game, just so you know. But I think, you know, again, as the more you play, the easier it's going to become to remember some of these. And that I might have to. Oh, shield block. Oh yeah, the character may spend an action to raise the shield, take this token from their inventory, place it on the miniature to gain the effects shown inside that shield icon. The token is placed back inside the inventory. Oh, okay. So basically, I have to. Okay, so in order to use the reroll, I'll have to spend that. Okay, that makes sense. And then the club. The club here is has this. I think it's forceful icon, and that just means I'm gonna roll 2 dice for this particular weapon, but has the potential to break. So. And then at the end here is my my magic user or Maladar, but the particular character here, Moranna, is going to be a primortist, and so I was able to spend, I think, 2 skill points, and I just ended up, I didn't get any character skills. I ended up getting 2 spells. One was the focused energy, and the other was the open door. I thought the open door would be really useful because you can open or close unlock doors, and then lock or unlock terrain pieces, which is cool. And then the enhanced, what is that? I'm sorry, the focused energy is basically, I think of it as like a magic missile. So that'll allow me to shoot, like, you know, magic missiles from, you know, it's a ranged attack, but it has the bludgeoning and the sharp icons. And sharp, if the character rolls a critical hit, the target is wounded, which I really like. And then the bludgeoning, if the attack rolls a critical hit, the target is fatigued. So if I critical with this thing, they're fatigued, and they're going to be wounded. So really cool stuff. So Moranna's gonna, again, magic user. She has 2 magic, so I can spend that towards spells, and we'll see how that works out when we start playing. And then as far as gear, she is going to be using this sort of walking staff, which is really cool. It is also forceful. And then it has this icon at the top, which allows me to use a reroll for defense, and then has a little a foot icon there. That means that she won't suffer the effects or less effects when walking through difficult terrain. So, whew, that was a lot. Hey, but guess what? This is the group. This is the party. This is who we are rolling with. Let me know if you're excited. I'm excited. Let's get down to the dungeon. Welcome to the dungeons. The Dungeons of Enveron. This is our foray into the standalone adventure here of coin and glory, and that is what we hope to accomplish. So, we've assembled our party. This is the dungeon we've built using the campaign setup for the coin and glory quest. We'll be taking the party that we discussed earlier. We've made no changes, so we still have our same party. We're bringing Greet, Moranna, and Grogmar. And they are intrepid adventurers that have met together and have decided to, well, henceforth delve into the dungeon here and hopefully come back with their lives and a little more richer. So, with that being said, let's get to the dungeon. And that is one shot there, but let's go to the overhead. And as you can see over here in the far left, we have the entry point. That little token shows us where we will make our way into the dungeon. And I think I will activate Greet as my first character. Now, that normal step is the dread phase, then the adventure phase. However, since this is the first turn, there is no dread phase, so we will not be adding a black peg to the dread tracker. So, as you'll see right here, we're not going to add that until the second round. Start right there, and then obviously if different events trigger things, then that can escalate, obviously. But that is not happening yet. So let's get over. All right, so Greet will be going first. This is round 1, and I think Greet will, with his first 2 actions, and remember they have an effortless action. Greet will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And guess what? Greet is gonna kick open that door. Boom. Oh, wrong door. Boom. Boom. The door flies open. And Greet, what should we do? So we took an action. We took an effortless action to kick open the door. As Greet is very greedy, I think we're going to go ahead and take a search action. And if we're going to take a search action, that means we get to dive, or not dive, we get to dig in the token pouch here, the treasure pouch, and hopefully we don't dig a trap out. So, all right. I'm making the, what is this? What are we going to get? Let's see, survey says we have something that you cannot see. Can you see that? Why cannot you see that? Oh, right there. A spear! It looks like we've grabbed a spear, which is cool. So let's add this to Greet's character. And that's got a few interesting icons on it. So we're gonna jump back over to Greet. Greet picks up a spear. We'll add that to his backpack. And now we have a spear. We have a short sword. I'm sorry, we have a dagger and a sling. And I don't want to take a look at the... no, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. Keep going. All right, so... And we have searched that room now. So we need to find a search token. We have found our search token. Place it in that room. To identify that we have already looted it and can loot no longer. All right, that is great. So, what do we go with next? I think, well, let's go with Grogmar. Grogmar goes 1, 2, 3, 4. First move. He will then go 1, 2, 3. I think that's correct. And use an effortless action to open the next door. So we will open this one next. And Mr. Grogmar stands ready with his shield, and he is holding a club, so ready to defend the party, as they say. All right. So he used 2 actions to move, and has opened up the second set of doors here, and we'll wait to see what happens next. All right, and lastly, but not least, we have Moranna, or Moranna. Sorry, shouldn't call her Moron. Moranna is going to probably do a very similar situation where she is just going to go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And then 5, 6, 7, she has... I open that door a little bit more. He has a spell called Open Door. An open door or close, open or close unlocked door as a... I could do that as an effortless action. But the question remains, oh yes, yes, so she can see this door right here. So I was thinking she might not be able, I think honestly she could probably see both doors. I don't think that door, I think maybe as rules is written, I think she could, you know, again, the door's right there. I can open this double doors or the single door. I think I'm gonna open up that single door as an effortless action. So that means we're gonna cast a spell here. First time to cast a spell. So, if that is going to be that, then we need to figure out what effect this spell shall have. So we'll get our spell die, which is this one. And so we're gonna roll this and see what happens. Now, to cast a spell, we're gonna have to spend one of her spell points here, which she has 2. And so, 2 spell points. All right, let's go. Oops, and I cannot see that, and you cannot see that, but this is what we have rolled, which is, oh, a 6. Check that out, man. That is legit, but I don't remember off the top of my head, so we'll look that up really quick. The 6 is unstoppable. Resolve the current effect as if 1 additional peg had been spent, even beyond any stated maximum for the character effect or spell. If the result was rolled when casting a spell against an enemy, it cannot be resisted. So I think, yeah, so it's like you'd basically get the effect of spending 2 pegs, but for us, it's really just opening the door. There's no other effect that I can tell. So the door is opened, and we shall take a look. Which door is it? Ooh, do you see that? It is this door over here. So that is the door that we want her to open. Oops. And that door is now open. All right. So, well, like that may or may not be a bad thing. And I just realized, and maybe you realized too, that some of these entryways may not be good, because that is where we may see some baddies show up, right? So that is where some of the nasties of the Dementors, or Lamentors, not Dementors, Lamentors might show up. So, yeah, let's find out next. Okay, so we've gone through the adventure phase. It is now the adversary phase. So let's move on to the adversaries. And since it is the adversaries phase, it's time to roll the die to find out what's going to happen. So, what do we got? Okay, and just so you can see that, because I didn't show you when I rolled the 2 right here. This is, oops, this is the 2, I guess, 2 baddies. 2 baddies will show up in a random location. So now we would roll the die. The magic die is has multiple things that you can do with it. So sort of random locations, directions, and then so on and so forth. That is going to be, what is that? Can you see that? That is a 4. So we got 2 showing up on a 4, and now, okay. So that is over here. I don't know if you can see that right here. That's interesting. So we will have the first one will enter the board. And because the Lamentors only have 1 action, they're going to move to the closest person or NPC or heroes. But so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a second one that will show up and go 1, 2, 3. Can't land on the same space, and we'll just go adjacent 4. All right, so they have shown up. And let's see, can we even see them here? Can't see them here, but you can see them right here in the corner, ready to start moving towards us. Oops, oopsies. And so, yeah. All right, so now we've got 2 Lamentors, but the good thing is they're far off. So, all right, now go back, and we have finished up the 3rd phase or order of play here. So we would then go to the NPC phase. And for the NPC phase, we don't have any NPCs currently on the board, and so nothing else to do there. I'm just making sure that is correct. Adversary phase. All right, and now we are at the assessment phase, which is the last part. And let's see, remove activation counters. See status effects, any other end of round effects, check any reminder counters in play. Next player clockwise becomes the first player, but since I'm playing solo, I dictate who goes and when they go in the order. So, all right, back to the top of the round, but however, we will be entering the dread phase, which is the first part of the order of play. So we're going to add a black peg to our dread tracker. And if we're going to do that for our dread tracker, we're going to put it right here. And we have 1 on the dread tracker now. Hopefully I put that. There we go. All right. 1 on the dread tracker. Draw an event card. Oh, yes. This is the time. We're going to draw an event card. And we have drawn Snap. There we go. Disquiet room. Select an adventurer at random. A random item that they are carrying is broken. Turn the item face down in their inventory. Oh, great. So we literally just got into the dungeon. And someone has already broken something. So I guess now we'll go ahead and figure out who has broken something. So let's go back. All right, so I've grabbed our random die. I will assign this to our adventurers. 1 to 2 Greet, 3 to 4 Moranna, and 5 to 6 Grogmar. And we have rolled a 4. So Moranna has a random item that has snapped, and I don't think it's the apple. You can't break an apple. So she is now without her staff. That is just fantastic, right? Her staff breaks as she's leaning a little too heavily on it. She must talk to that vendor that sold her this rickety old staff. All right. So, yeah, not the greatest start, but for her, but that's okay. We're gonna press on, right? Because that's what we do. All right. So I think, do we go with Greet to like jump ahead of the group? I think we're gonna go with Greet. So let's get back out here. Greet is a little bit farther back. We are now in round 2 again. Let's see. Greet will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't you like that? Greet gets that extra move, which I really like. And then I think what Greet's gonna do is, can I get to that chest? I mean, I can get to that chest, but can I open it with an effortless action? That's a question. That is a good question. I don't think I can. But Greet had, sorry, as I'm talking through this, as you will probably do yourself, Greet has, let's see. Oops. As I drop the activation token on the ground, barter, Tricks of the trade. Ooh, tricks of the trade. I have acrobatics. Okay. So no, I couldn't do anything. I could get to the chest. But I want to be able to do something with my effortless action. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can. What should I do? Open closed door, lay prone, give takeaway swamp item with it. Oh, okay. Now Greek could give Moranna. You know what? I think that's what he's gonna do. But then I would have to stop. I think she's okay. I don't need to. Okay. All right. I'm all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this should be back here. Greed is just gonna stop adjacent or next to the chest and can't do anything else that I can see. I think that might be just a wasted effortless action. Okay. Yep. So that is where we are at. All right. That's okay. So we've moved Greet right next to the chat. I'm sorry, the crate, ready to open it up for next turn. And now we're going to, you know what? Do we activate Grogmar? Yeah, we're gonna activate Grogmar. I like just being able to have him sort of in the front, ready to take on all the challenges. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's right here. You know what? Should I effortless? Yeah, I'll take an effortless action. That way I can sort of be right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and search with him in the room and see what we come across. All right. What is it going to be? Oh! Well, well, well. I think that was a good pickup if you can see it. It is a... Looks like a broadsword or what is this thing? Let's take a look. It just says sword. He finds a sword, which is cool. That's a cool sword. So it's gonna roll 2 dice, and we're gonna go ahead and throw that on him. So he now has a sword. What's the key there? The other key thing that he had on there was an interesting. He can parry with this. So he can now parry when the user of the item is in the target of a melee attack. You may roll a combat die. Each hit scored will negate 1 hit from the enemy's attack as if it were nice. So I think that's what we do. We're using the sword and the shield now. I like it. All right. So that was a good pickup. All right. But we must mark the room. We have now searched it. Oop, and we keep moving the dungeon. We don't want to do that. The room is searched. All right. Well, it's Moranna. Moranna's gonna move. She will go 1, 2. 3, 4. You know what? I'm going to have her move actually here and then effortlessly back to cover up that spawn, that spawn zone there. And then, gosh, another action. You know what? Oh, that's interesting. I think, do I do that? Just, okay, so I could do this. So I could open up, no. I could cast that spell, open that door. I think we leave it closed. That way we don't get any surprises coming through on that side. Yep, I think it's just, take an effortless action, she steps back. There we go. That is the end of our adventure phase, and then we move over to the adversary phase. Well, our adversaries. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens. We're still, we gotta roll our die here, our spawn die, and see what we get. Ah, just 1. And location. Location is a 6. And I'm looking on the board, hoping that 6 is not near us. Oh boy, guess what? 6 is very near us. So, boom. Well, that's where he's gonna spawn. So, 1, 2, and then it would go right up to Grogmar here. And because the Lamentor has the ability to first strike, basically, it can move, and then if it gets next to you, it can attack. So it's sort of, it allows it to have that sort of second action. All right, well, the Lamentor is going to roll 2 dice. And so, oh, I didn't even show you where, I'm terrible at this. What am I doing? Okay, so just so you know, the Lamentor spawned, moved 1, 2, and then into base contact with Grogmar. And so now we'll be attacking Grogmar using 2 dice. So Grogmar will take a hit unless we decide to, we could attempt to parry. We have the shield, if I'm not mistaken, or we could parry. With the shield, we would take the shield from his, sorry, I've got to look this up just because I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. It has the defensive, oh, it's a defensive reroll. The character may force a single die to be rerolled from, oh, you know what, that's, yeah, I'll do that. So, although it's a blue die. Or do I attempt to parry is the question, and how would that work? I think that's probably a better idea. When the user of this item is the target of a melee attack, you may roll a combat die. Each hit scored will negate 1 hit from the enemy's attack, as if it were physical armor. You then become, oh, but then I become fatigued, and I don't want to do that. So I think I will spend, I'll take the shield here. I will take the shield, and this is on his character. We'll take this, and then you'll place that. Yep, so I'll place that right here, indicating that it's being used. I think that's how we do this. And then it will force a reroll, and we'll find out if it was worth it. No, it wasn't worth it. Oh, yeah. Force the reroll and get hit worse. Sheesh. All right. I don't know if it was a, I don't know if that was a good play. I don't know if that was a good play. I'm going to spend his skill to not become poisoned. So I'll spend his skill. And the reason I'm doing that is, oh, and well, we lost that peg now. That particular, he has a skill called impervious. And so that is what we're spending that on, which allows him to negate the effects of a status, or it, you know, like being poisoned. So I won't be poisoned, and so I will not suffer the effects of being poisoned. So, all right. That, not a great play, but that is, you know, that's just how it is, right? So, all right, let's go back. All right, so now I've got the Lamentor in his face, and we now, that is the one that we summoned, or that was summoned during the dread phase. Oh, interesting. We were in the adversary phase. You know, I'm sorry, I also have to go back, and I need to, earlier I cast a spell, so Moranna cast a spell. I forgot to take off the spell icon, so I'm removing that now, so that you know that I am going to abide by the rules. So she is down to 1 spell that she could potentially cast. She still has both her skill. All right, okay, so yeah. All right, that's where we're at. So let's go back, take a look. Oop, let's take a look here, and let's go ahead and move those other. I'm sorry, we got to move the other Lamentors who are currently located right here, which it's hard to see because that gray, and they're not painted yet. They will be eventually. So we have to move them closer. So they're going to start moving towards our adventure. So this first one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one follows 1, 2, 3. Can't step here. We just have to, let's see, 1, 2. Let's see what's back here. 1, 2. Right here. 3. Yeah, so either way, he's just gonna be right behind him. Alright. Okay, so they're charging up. They're charging up now. And so we'll be waiting for them, I suppose. Okay, so that was the NPC phase. We've activated the NPCs. We're going to the assessment phase. The assessment phase, yeah, doesn't look like anything. So there's no like tokens, no status effects, nothing like that. So no status of nothing. Oh, I missed something. I missed another thing. See, this is what you figure out. Okay. So earlier, when Moranna cast a spell, because it was the first spell cast during that round, you're supposed to add it to the Dread Tracker. And so we'll go ahead and do that. So technically, that black peg would have came in afterwards. See, I am policing myself as much as possible, and I know I'm gonna still miss things. So don't yell at me. I'm doing my best here. We'll get better. All right, so we fixed that. Oh man, how interesting. Okay, so we've got the Lamentor right there. We're gonna come back. Okay, so now we're gonna come back to. All right, so we're done with the. We're done with the assessment, and so then we're gonna come back to the dread phase, and we're gonna go ahead and place another token. And as you can see, things are starting to escalate. They escalate kind of quickly. You know, which is sort of the point of trying to get in as quickly as possible and getting out before things get too chaotic. So yeah, we're still in the disquiet part of the Dread Tracker. We're now going to draw a card here. This is the event card, and let's see what we have. Got another event. This is called Dormant Life Force. You can see that. There you go. So let's see. Disquiet Dismay. Latent Maladum energy awakens the remnants of a long-dead warrior. The tomb closest to an adventurer is opened, if not already. And a mirror is placed in contact with it, even if revenant adversaries are not being used. A random item inside the tomb is fused with the creature's body. Place it on the mirror's base. It will be dropped when the creature is defeated. If no mirror can be placed, raise the dread by 1. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, so what does that mean? That means that this right here, this particular tomb will be opened. And now we will take a, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Myria? And we're gonna place one adjacent, I think adjacent, placed in contact with it. All right, so, right, oops, right here. Probably right there. Okay. And then a random item inside the tomb. Oh, inside the tomb is fused with the creature's body. Okay, so yeah, so then I would take one of these items and I could just open up. I'll just take this first thing here. Wow, that's interesting. It's only one, so I may have done something wrong there. I think that should have had more items in it. But this item, which is a scythe, is now fused to him. All right. So that is cool. All right. Yeah. And I don't, the question is, does he then get to act? Does he get to, no, I think he just, that's it. He's right there. He spawned right there. And that was the dread phase, and over to us on the adventure phase. All right. Well, I think we got to go with Grogmar, right? I think that would probably be the best choice here. He's got a sword, and he's right adjacent to our friend here that, well, he's not our friend. So we're gonna need to, we're gonna need to beat him up, right? We're gonna need to give him the old beat down. All right, now Grogmar just so happens to have picked up that awesome sword, right? So he's got the sword there. The sword is a weapon that has that yellow outline around it, which indicates that it's a forceful weapon, which means he'll be able to roll an extra die. So I'm gonna roll a blue and 2 reds to attack this dastardly Demental. All right, so let's grab our, you always roll your blue regardless, and then we're gonna roll 2 reds. All right, and let's see what we get. Oh, well, I see 2 and 1 is cocked, and I roll that one back. Oh, all right, so he would take 2 damage, which is more than enough. I just needed 1 to destroy him. All right. Oh, let me take that shield. I think that shield should be good to go back to his character sheet here. So I'm sword and shield, sword and board, as they say. I think I step up and go 1. Actually, 1 for that first one, 2, 3, 4, effortless, and stop right there. All right. Then I think I grab. I'm gonna take Greet. Greet is gonna pop open this crate as for his first action. Boop. Isn't that cool? Don't you love that? Oh, as you can't see any of the stuff I keep doing. Dastardly. All right, so just so you can see what I did. After I'd attacked, I moved. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, effortless, and ended Grogmar's turn there. And then now we have opened up this chest back here, and we're gonna open it up and see what we have. What kind of loot we have in here? Oh, we got 2 items. Whoop. All right, terrain keys. All right, so we have, oh, interesting. We have a spade. We've got a shovel. You see that? Can you see the shovel? I don't think you can see it. Can you see the shovel? There you go. So we got that. And we also have, oh, boo. Oh no, this is bad. So I found the shovel, but I also found a bear trap. Ouch! So you flip on the back, and I would roll 2 dice, and then it also has the symbol that will cause me to be, I think, bloodied. So it's gonna roll 2 dice, and then it has that symbol there. Sharp. If the weapon rolls a critical hit, the target is wounded, even if no damage was caused. Oh, that's great. All right. So. All right. So the item, we're going to roll 2 dice. The item is sharp. I guess we still roll the blue. I have to look up traps maybe, because maybe we don't roll blue and red, but I'll take 2. Oh, God. That's terrible. And do we have anything? No armor. So I'm just taking, ugh. As you can see, this is not going well already. So I take 2 pegs out. We may need to rest. Greet is hit with this bear trap. And then this, if I'm not mistaken, goes into, well, we'll set it aside for now. I don't know if it goes back into the common item bag, but Greet opens up, gets a spade, and also caught in a snare with steel teeth. Now put this on Greet's character sheet. All right, well, okay, so first action was to open. I will now take a second action to move out. think 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I want him to go near that 6. God forbid they spawn there. But you know what? YOLO! So let's see, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. We are there. And do we have anything we can do as an effortless action that would help us at this point? Question. Open closed doors, lay prone, give, take, swap items with adjacent characters, dash, throw items. Nope, I think that's just, we end our turn there for him. Alright, Moranna, your turn. Moranna's gonna go. She will go 1, 2, 3, 4. She is there. What can I do with Moranna? I could cast another spell. I can actually, I could cast our focused. Yeah, I think we do our focused energy. So we could take our. Lord, here we go. Sorry. Moranna was back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are now looking at potentially casting our spell, which is within range and is not obscured by anything, which is nice. So I think that's what we do. Oh, if we do that. So I think that's a good plan, right? She is gonna cast a spell at our Myra over here. Or Mira. Mira. Yeah, let's hope we can let's hope we do good here, eh? Let's hope we do good. Alright, so we're gonna roll our magic die. And before we do that, X is the dice ranged attack. Okay, so I guess I'd roll 1 die. But let me take a look. I think they have armor. Has an armor of 1. But let's see what happens. Alright, so magic die. Rolled a. What did I roll? What is that? A 4? Let's consult our table. A 4. All right. Well, after consulting the rulebook, we've noticed that. Okay, so we're hitting the Myra here. So the Myra also has armor. So we'll see how that's gonna impact. But I do believe we're gonna roll a die here. I think because that should roll 1 die, I think. Oops. And that rolled a 1. But I think because the armor, we automatically does not get through because it's got armor 1. It's a good question. You will be flipping through this book a lot, I can tell. Reduce the number of hits against the wearer or the value shown. It also limit their ability to cast spells. Okay, so in essence, we hit the Myra, but they are no effect. So boo. However, because I rolled the 4 on my spell, anybody within line of sight and range 2 of Moranna is basically pushed away and knocked prone. So Greet is pushed forward. Sorry if you can see. Greet is pushed forward and knocked prone right here. Okay, right? Things are getting great. Yeah, okay. So she cast a spell. I'm taking the peg off. She now no longer has any spells, so it'd be behoove her to probably rest. But that would be the only thing I could do next turn, potentially. Or so now I've moved. Oh, and I cast a spell, so I could take an effortless action, which I will do. I think should just move this way. All right, there was that was the third turn we're in. Things aren't looking great. Had some bad luck so far. Okay. So now we go over to our friends in, let's see, the adventurous phase, and now we're into the adversary phase, I believe. I suppose the Mira has two actions. So we'll start moving towards us, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, great. Oh, great. But I think, let me look at the, oh, okay, so that's the good thing. Just in base contact, and can't attack. So not like the Lamentor that can attack, but will be ready to destroy me probably next turn. So, okay. And then we'll swap back over, and our Lamentors that are coming down the hallway or down this other side of the dungeon will be moving. 1, 2. Sorry, gotta get it here so I can see it. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, they're making their way. They're making their way. All right. Oh, you know what? We skipped. We didn't spawn anything. So we actually, okay. Actually, let's go back. So I should have rolled to see what was coming up next. As you can see, things are escalating quickly. And okay, so one Lamentor will be showing up. Where is the question? Just please don't be. All right, so at 4. Okay, we can do that. We're all right with that. That's farther back. Back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Things are escalating quickly. This is the state of things. Sorry. Let's take a look over here. Yep, so you can see them. They're sort of shambling around. They're coming after us. All right. Well, any status effects? Well, let's see. Move activation. Okay. See status effects. Any other round effects? Pick any reminder. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I need to go back for a second. You know what's interesting? That spell that I'd cast, which was the focused energy, had a few things, had a few keywords that I don't think I... Oh, well, it didn't roll critical, so that's not going to do anything. But it did have the bludgeoning. If the attack rolls a critical... Yeah, so... Well, never mind. Didn't do any criticals, so it didn't matter. All right, okay. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so... We are back at the beginning. This will be round 4, turn 4. And the dread phase. Oh, I'm sorry. And guess what? I needed to add another blue peg over here. And you'll see that that was from the spell. So I've added another blue peg to the dread tracker. And we were getting almost close. And now we're at a black peg. I'll tell you what. And then after that, we're going to pull an event card. I swear, I hope we get something good. Because we've had some bad events so far. Okay. Go ahead and pull our event card. And you can see this. Opportunist. Opportunist. Alright, can you see that? Alright. Select a random Denzian. Place the miniature at a random entry point. If the character's inventory has space, it will move towards the nearest, least threatened, searchable terrain piece. Lose item or defeated adventure. Loose item or defeated adventure and search, taking random items until its inventory is full. When its inventory is full, it will move towards the nearest entry point and then interact to discard items in its hidden cache. It will not engage enemies. It will stop 1 square away if there is no route around. If it starts its turn engaged, it will make a melee attack with the plunderer roll if possible, or a knockback if not. If still engaged, it will move directly away if possible, or attack knockback again if not. It resumes its normal rules for any remaining actions. Alright, so now we have to come up with a random character. An NPC is going to show up here. Alright, so we have found our Denzian. I drew randomly, and so we are going to be bringing in Sirio. I couldn't find where to decide. I know I think there's some cards that tell you what equipment they start with, and then there are some rules that talk about just picking some equipment. If someone knows, let me know in the comments. But for right now, I grabbed a longbow. It is a uncommon item, and some arrows. So Sirio is going to come onto the board. Here is Sirio, and we're going to do randomly. Let's see where he comes on. So let's switch over to our, and let's see. All right, so location 4 is where Sirio is coming on. Oh boy, that's interesting. So if you see this, this is going to be interesting. So Sirio is going to be coming in, and if you can see this, he'll be coming in on this side. But so that right now I have the sort of the random location on, but he starts off the board, so it's technically right there, but I just like to have it there just so I know where he's going to be coming on to. So but that's interesting because that might help us out because he's going to show up right behind our Lamentor there. So okay, cool. All right, so that was the dread phase. Onwards onto the adventure phase. And let me tell you, we are looking like we're in a precarious situation over here. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but Greet is currently prone, and he has our Mira right, or Myra. Someone tell me how to pronounce that. Right next to him. So we are going to activate Grogmar here. So Grogmar will activate, and he will go 1, 2, 3 behind the Mira, and I think he's gonna try and smash him with his broadsword. All right, so that's gonna roll 2 dice. Oh, and you know what I can do? As an action, if I decided to, I could not try to knock him back, and that would push him out of the way. Yeah, it's either that. You know what? Let's try and take him out. Honestly, I think let's just try and take him out. I'm gonna roll. So I'm rolling 2 dice. In fact, I roll 3 dice, which is good. Oh no, I don't roll 3 dice. You're like, you are all over the place. It has the burst icon. And so the attack, oh yeah, this attack roll 1 extra die. So I'm rolling 3 dice. So now I'm gonna roll blue and 2 reds. Okay, so this is good. All right, rolling blue, 2 reds. There we go. 3 hits. That is exactly what I wanted. I wanted at least 2. So we now have slayed Myra. Myra goes away. But the cool thing is that item that he was dragging around with him would be in his space. So, put the Myra over there, and I still have 1 action. Let's see what this item is, because then I guess we could just put it. Ooh, all right. So it looks like the scythe here. Ooh, that thing looks nasty. Let me see if you can see this here. Do you see that? So that's rolling 3. It has a number of characters, number of special icons there. Yeah, so we're gonna pick that up. And do we have room is the question. We do have room. And right now, Grogmar only has, I can put 1 more item. So that's what we did. We moved, we can't pick it up because can I pick it up as an effortless? I moved, I attacked. Can I do it effortless to pick up? I think. Don't you love this? When you're playing your first game, you're gonna come across. I mean, this is you're just gonna find a lot of things that you're gonna have to reference back and forth. Picking up, dropping, or swapping a single item in the same or an adjacent square, and I sure can. Yep, can be. Yep. So that's what we did. So as an effortless action, we picked it up. Okay. All right. So I've now gone with Grogmar, and that's good. So now. Yeah, and he turns around to face. No, he's just facing that way. It doesn't matter. It's 360 degrees. I feel much better now. So now I think we go with Greet, and I'll stand Greet up for effortless action. See, that's a much better choice, right? And then because we are next to the crate. Let's go ahead and search the crate for an action. So we're gonna break this bad boy open as it's turned upside down. That's funny. And let's see what we get. All right, so that is now open, and we have found an apple. And we have also found, let's see if you can, a short sword. So we found an apple and a short sword. Short sword. There you go. My lord, that's short sword. Okay, so Greet, man, I am almost. Yeah, so he is completely full. I've used up all his items. I now have, I'm sorry, I'm not used up his items. He is completely full. He's got 2 apples, a bunch of weapons right now. Yeah, we can't fit any more items into his backpack. So we may need to, we might look a little bit longer, or we might, depending on how the next turn or 2 goes, we might need to get out of here. So, all right. Well, that's gonna put us over to Moranna, sorry, not the Moranna. Moranna, I think, she's an interesting spot here. Do I move over to that chest that is, do I move over to the chest that is up here? Or, let's give it a go. Let's see. Or do I take yeah, I think I need to move her anyway. So she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't feel too bad leaving her there. Can we do anything else? I think the one thing we haven't done is, I do believe this sort of large area here is one big room. So we could take a search action for her. That might be an option. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and dig into our token bag here and see if we come across any cool little nifties. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, and it is. What is that? What is that? Oh, a shield. She got like a little. Yeah, she grabbed like a buckler or a shield. So she'll put that on her character. All right, and we've now searched the area. So we'll go ahead and just put a search token out here, representing that we have searched this area. All right. So now all of our heroes here, all of our dungeoneers have gone. It is now going to be the phase of the NP. Oh, so that now, okay, interesting. Yeah, now we've gotten to our NPC activation. So, yeah. So we're gonna activate NPCs. I'm sorry, it's the adversary phase. Yeah, so no, NPC activation, and then we go to adversary phase. So, yeah, let's activate our Sirio over here. So Sirio would, no, can you see him? So Sirio's over here. Let's go ahead and flip over to this side. And I think you can see him off camera here. So Sirio, 2 actions. Ooh, this is interesting. Now, does Sirio? Well, let's check the NPC activation chart here. So, can the NPC reach the target with 1 or more of its melee attacks without moving? Is there a target in the? Yep. So I think because, and I'm sorry, I'm going to back to reference the card that I had drawn to bring him onto the board. Wherever I put that. So, yeah, so he, yeah, so he's gonna come on, and I think he'd go 1, 2, 3. Because the thing is, at this point, 4, might as well make 4 actions because I'm gonna be shooting at short range. So which is only gonna give him 1 die. That's his longbow gives him 1 die at short range, which is okay. So let's go ahead now and he'll attack for his next action. And I took a full move because, I took a full move because that's what we would do under normal circumstances, because he's off the board. So, and now we'll go ahead and roll. We'll roll the blue die, and let's get 2 hits. Haha! All right. So he takes the Mentor out, and the Lamentor's done. I'll set him over to the side. So that actually helped us out. All right. So now he's gone. Let's go back over, and now I think this is going to be the part where we're going to see how many bad guys show up. So let's go ahead and roll to see what that's gonna end up looking like for us. Let me make sure I'm doing that correctly. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong. Because, yeah, sorry. I played that out of turn. He actually should be coming in after the bad guys here. So that's my bad. And I want to make sure I'm correct on that. And again, this is why we're doing this, so that we can get these rules down. We learn how to play the game without making too many mistakes. And then when we catch ourselves, if it's not too far past, we go ahead and correct ourselves. So yes. So yeah, adversary. All right, so remember, dread phase, adventure phase, adversary phase, NPC phase, and then the assessment phase. So we're actually in the adversary phase at this point. So, and now we're going to roll to see what kind of baddies show up. All right, so We are gonna roll. We need to switch back. Oh, I'm knocking my cameras all over the place. Let's get over to here. And let's roll, see who is coming on where. Oh, so we've got 1. And they'll be showing up on, oh boy. Well, that's interesting. They're showing up on 4. Okay, so, well, this is gonna be interesting. So we've got another one that shows up here. And they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh, sorry, Sarah's not on there yet. And then anyone else left on here will activate. So, oh, and you didn't even see that. But I've gone ahead. This one came on board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's done. And now we activate our others. And so we've got 2 Lamentors in this section here, and then 1 back here. So this one will go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it for him. And then these 2, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. I think we're there. Yeah, or something like that. There we go. So they're coming out. They're making their way out. So they've got to come out through here in order to get to us. They actually would have to go through a door. So I'm not. Yeah, it's not too bad right now. So I'm not worried about them right now. All right. So we have 3 Lamentors on the board. We've got Sirio here that then enters the board, and I'm gonna be nice because, you know, I already rolled for him earlier, so I'm gonna hey, I'm gonna keep the roll from earlier. So 1, 2, 3. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he pops this one because I did roll that. I'm keeping that roll. It was a good roll. All right, takes him out, and so that would end his turn. All right. So that was the NPC phase. We go to the assessment phase, remove activation counters. Okay, well, I mean, and that's the one thing I haven't really been doing is using my activation counters, but I'm just sort of keeping track of that in my head. And then, yeah, next player, okay, yep. And then we start back over again to the dread phase. All right, I think we're in round 5, but if I'm wrong, we'll figure it out later on. So, we're in the round 5 now, so let's get started. Okay, well, first things first, we're gonna go ahead, this is the dread phase now, so we're gonna add another black peg to our dread tracker, and we are slowly getting a little bit more dangerous here. I don't know if we've crossed the threshold yet. We are 1 away from crossing the threshold, so we'll see here. Put another peg in there. Okay. We're close. So if once we go over past this, we're going to be in the distress phase, so of the dread tracker. And now we're going to go ahead and draw a card from our event cards, and hopefully I get a good one. I've been getting some bad ones. So let's see what we're going to get. Services. All right. Interesting. Okay. This one is called Out of My Way. And just so you can see this. Out of my way. All right. So first player keeps this card without showing the other players. You may discard this card at the start of one of your adventurer's turns if they have at least 3 enemies in short range. The adventurer has been cornered and their fight or flight responses get all mixed up into an engaged outburst. All enemies of up to the adventurer's size that are within short range and line of sight suffer 2 fatigue counters. All enemies engaged with the adventurer are also knock prone. Ooh, that's nice. I mean, I suppose we get to keep that regardless because we're all on the same side over here. But if you're playing like other players with other adventurers, yeah, I guess that'd be kind of interesting. All right, so we keep that. Yeah, that's a good one to keep. All right, so now over to our adventurers, right? It is back over. All right, so right now, Greet is really just completely loaded down. Grogmar's here. The interesting thing is this item, I was was brought to us. So we're carrying. Grogmar's now carrying that. Over here we have one of the objectives here that we could activate to see what that does. So maybe we head into the next room. I think that's something we should do. Or do we... You know what? Greet's gonna activate. So Greet will activate. He will go 1, 2, 3. How does that work then? Let's see, it was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's one action. Remember, he gets that extra move. 1, 2, 3. And then I think I will activate this objective right here. So he pulls on the lever. Okay. And, all right, I have picked up objective 3. Objective 3, and we'll have to reference our objectives. Objective 3, a skylight closes. Add a darkness counter to the closest room without 1. Well, so that's the other thing. So that's not really going to do anything for this particular adventure because I chose not to play with the darkness counter. So that's just, you know, he picked up the objective. It doesn't do anything, or he you know, and so that's. But if you're playing with the rules for the darkness counters, that would increase the darkness, which is kind of cool. Or no, you're adding darkness to it. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So I move, and as an effortless action, do we search? I can't search. Remember, I can't search here. What can he do? What can Mr. Greet do? I don't know if he can do anything right now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, I think that, we could, do we spend an action? The question is, do we spend his action? He's got one action right now that I could take to go just move away. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll take, I'm gonna spend his action point, he's got 2 actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He has 2. Yeah, so I'll spend 1. Okay. Just so you know, I'm pulling the peg off for his, yeah, so I pulled this off, pulled the peg off, and now I will take that move action under, basically it's an extra move action because I have the skill Fleet of Foot, and I will then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get closer to this treasure chest over here. Because maybe I'll find some cooler stuff, and then I can just sort of sort items or, you know, see what's in it. So, all right. So now, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're like, where did he go? Yeah, so I went from over here, and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get a little bit closer. All right. So he's gone. I've got Grogmar and Moranna. I think Moranna's gonna then move. She'll go 1, 2, 3. Actually, here. I should be able to open up from there, I think. I don't think you have to be orthogonal, adjacent. So she moves. She is going to search. So we're gonna crack open this chest over here and see what kind of cool stuff we get. Hopefully some cool stuff. All right, there's a few things in here. Oh, interesting. All right, so we have found what appears to be, oh yes, leather armor. So she found some leather armor. Okay, I'll put that on her character dashboard. Oops, and I'm trying to adjust that. And then I also found, oh interesting, I don't know what this is. we are going to... Oh, this is interesting. What is this? It is... Ooh, a map. She found a map. Ooh, okay. So just so you see that, she found a map, which I don't know what it does yet, but it looks... Yeah, we'll have to see what the... Looks like there's a skill there. Yep. All right, so she found a map, and we have also... Oh, so like, it looks like some... Okay, so then we found some broken weaponry. So this will be used to when we start crafting. So we'll see what this stuff is. There's a few items we can use. All right, so that she'll put that in her stash. All right, that's pretty good. That was some pretty cool stuff. And then we'll have to see what that map does later on. So there we go. All right, and Grogmar. So the question is, does Grogmar, do we want him to, who's in, I think he needs to get near Greet, because Greet's down to 1 health. Moranna's okay for right now, so I think we will go ahead and move him 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, yeah, I guess I just then go 1, 2, 3. Oops, actually, nope. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I'm covering up the potential for something to spawn in here. There we go. We've got everybody in. Their turns are done. Not everybody in. And then we are off to the races, because now we have to activate the adversaries. So the adversaries, which there's quite a few over here. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and spawn. Let's go ahead and see who we're gonna pick up when we spawn. We've got, oh no, we got two, oh boy, we got 2 baddies, and if you see that, that means they're gonna come out of the floor. Okay, so what we have figured out, is just referencing the rules, is that they will come out the closest to enemies, their enemies, which are the Dungeoneers. So I've got 2, and you can only have 1 per sort of area that they'd rise up from. So one area that I see is right here. So one will rise up here and then move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So isn't able to make it to Greet, so that's good. And then the other will spawn closest to Moranna, and so right here, 1, 2, 3, and attack her, because it has that particular ability that the Lamentors can attack. So if they get close within range, they can go ahead and attack. So that one is going to roll 2 dice, and let's hope that Moranna doesn't get splatted here. Whoa, woo! I'm sorry, you didn't see that. Darn it! But nothing for him. I just rolled 2 blanks, so that's good. Woo! All right, so yeah. So those 2 have spawned, but now we need to make it over to our other Lamentors. Well, now that I see this one, if you see this one over here, as I switch over, this one right here will be moving back because I believe we go 1, 2, 3, and then attack Sirio. Sorry, Sirio. You're not a part of our party yet, but maybe one day soon. So we'll be attacking Sirio. Let's see, what do we get? 1 hit against Sirio. Sirio doesn't have any armor. Actually, no. Sirio does have 1 armor, because if you look, that right there indicates that he basically has the equivalent, because he's an NPC right now, of 1 armor. So takes no damage. That is good. Whew, all right. So now the other 2, let's go ahead and go back over to them. The other 2 will, let's see, they're probably going to make their way down this way, because I don't see any other doorways. Or would they go this way? No, yeah, they have to go this way. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they're just charging down. They're gonna come beat this door down over here, trying to get out and get to us. All right, so, all right. So we've activated everyone, I believe. Yes, we've activated everyone. We've spawned everyone. Sirio would go now. So Sirio is right here, point blank, and would attack, most likely. Yeah, right. Has to attack. So he will attack. He rolls 1 die, unfortunately. But that's okay. So we're going to roll 1 die for Sirio. And he gets a hit, which is enough, and 1 hit will take out the Lamentor. There we go. Lamentor's down. His next action... Well, his next action is because of the card we pulled earlier. Now he's going to try and get his loot up. So, move closest to the nearest, least threatened searchable terrain piece, which he does. Boop. And... that is that. We'll stop there because attacked and then the second action moved. So there we are. Surio's going to be ready to loot this chest over here, as you can't see. If you see this right here, he's going to loot this chest. So he basically killed the Lamentor, moved up 1, and then next turn he'll look to search. All right. All right. We're starting to move a little bit quicker now. All right. So we need to take stock of where we are. So we're in an interesting predicament here. I think what we can do is we're obviously going to see what's in this chest over here. I have a Lamentor in the same room, so I probably need to take this one out. I have, we've got Moranna over here. She is, I don't think she has right now any available weapons because the one that she had was inadvertently broken. All right, let's go. Let's go. Who do we want to activate first? Who do we want to go with first? I think we go. Do we go with Greet? 1, 2. Do I go with Greet? Or does Greet attack? I could attack. Greet could attack with his sling, right? So Greet could sling something at the Lamentor here and try, and then move up and be ready to search. Nope, that's not what we're doing. We're going for this chest. So 1. Effortless action. You like this, right? Search. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pop this chest. I don't know if you can see that. The chest is right here. My finger. All right, so we're gonna pop this chest open and see what we get. Ooh, there's a few items in there. So the chest is now cracked open, and we have picked up, or potentially picked up. Okay. We can get some rusted armor. This would be again used for crafting. So rusted armor. We can, oh my lord, what is this thing? We have picked up a, what is this called? Something's axe. This thing looks sick. Okay, so picked up this cool looking axe here. Do you see that? And I think that, oh, that is a rare item. I have picked up, okay. Well, I'm not gonna, do I pick up, no, you know what, I can just leave this here. So I can leave these items here, right? And then the final item is, what does this do? What is that? Oh, I think it's mushrooms. Oh, interesting. Look at that. I get some mushrooms, I think. All right, so yeah, it's got a number of things on here. Okay. Oh yeah, you could use. Okay, so we've got mushrooms. We've got this axe here, and then we've got the armor. The question is, do we want to switch anything now? I think we could do that, right? Just so we pick it up and don't have to worry about... So right now, Greet is full. Do I drop things so that I can pick up... Or... You know what? I'm going to drop an apple. That way... So I'm going to drop an apple. I'm going to pick up the mushrooms. And then I think we're just going to... yeah, that's what we do. So as the search action, we pick up what we want, and then what we have, and then we can take things out, and then the rest we're going to leave there to be picked up. I think I'm gonna use that other spot there so Grogmar can come in and get. Okay, so that was his first action. His next action is then to use the sling. So I will use my sling against the Lamentor there, which is right here. So we're gonna use the sling. We're gonna go ahead and roll a die. Give me something good. Yeah. Pow. Takes his head off. He goes off the board. Yeah. All right, man. That was pretty tight. Okay. So now back over. I think Grogmar. Yeah, Grogmar then goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And yeah, I think we can pick up stuff that's on the ground now with an effortless action. And so we're going to do that. And if you see here, I'm picking up Grogmar. I'm just gonna, you can see right here, I'm gonna see, so I think, do we get rid of the shield? Well, I dropped the club. I think dropping the club's good. Yeah, we're gonna drop the club. We're gonna pick up the axe. Oops. We're gonna pick up the axe. Man, this is a pretty good loot fest here. We've gotten some good items. So I pick up the axe and I have one little space there. I think I'm gonna put the apple there. I'm gonna put the apple. Will the apple fit? It's weird, like the apple, it looks like it should fit. I think it will. I could be wrong. All right, so, yep. So pick up the apple. And yeah. And then there's these two items, which is the club, which is fine. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm not sad about that. I would like to pick up the rusted armor to use it for crafting, but I think honestly, yeah, I think we're okay. I'm gonna leave that there too. So, all right, now over to Moranna. Moranna's up here. Now Moranna doesn't have any melee weapons right now. At least nothing she could use. All right. However, she does have the shield that we picked up, which has the ability to, she can shield bash this this Lamentor. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. All right. So she's gonna shield bash him. Attempt to shield bash. She does. Bam! Hits him. Knocks him out. And she is good to go now. So, okay. So now, that was one action. Her next action, question. Do we want to make our way over here, as you can't see what I'm even doing. I was gonna say, so she is right here. Now we could go over to this side where we have the, I'm not sure you can see it, but right here is another switch we can pull. I feel like at this point, we've gotten quite a bit of loot. And there's really not much more we can pick up. I mean, there's things we could get in here, like, you know, we could find some treasure or other stuff. I mean, do we keep delving deeper, or do we just start making our way out? I think, you know, because I'm all about looting and scooting, and we've done pretty well so far. I think I will start moving over here because I can then get into the doors as well. So I will move her 1, 2, 3, 4. That way she covers up the potential for that spot. There's a spot right here that could spawn. So, all right, there we are. That is, I think we're in. Are we in turn? All right, 6. I think we're in 6 now. All right, so now we're gonna go over and activate our baddies. So our adversaries. So the adversary phase. All right, so now we're gonna find out where or what is gonna happen. Did I wonder if I forgot to? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, I think we're okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and spawn or see what if anything spawns. Okay, so 1 is going to show up, but where is it going to show up? It is going. Man, 4 is like the most popular spot, right back here where Sirio. So, geez, poor Sirio can't get any. So it's going to spawn right here, as again you can't see, but right here, if you can see my finger, and it goes. I'm sorry, it goes. It's actually off the board. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll attack Sirio. Boy, oh, poor Sirio. 1 hits Sirio for 1, but doesn't do anything, as that Sirio has the equivalent of 1 armor. All right, Sirio's okay. All right, now the others will start to continue to move. I think all this area here is clear. We just have the 2 that I think you can see right in here. Can you see these 2? Well, they're still going to be moving through. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one comes all the way behind. And I have to look. Once next turn we'll have to look it up, see if they can break down doors, which I think they can, but we'll find out for sure. All right, and so that is the end for adversaries. Well, and now NPCs. Sirio will then go. He has 2 actions. He's going to go ahead and try and attack this Lamentor behind him with his longbow. And so he will roll. He will roll a. Oh, that went off the board. He will roll a. Oh, there we go. You got a hit. So this one is gone again. And for his next action, he will pop open this crate and try to see what goodies he's gonna get. So he gets. What's Sirio gonna get over here? Well, he's getting food and he's getting some crafting items. So that is cool. So he's gonna get. Yep. So he gets. Sorry. He gets crafting items, and he's gonna get some food. All right, so there we go. So those are gonna go onto his sheet, and actually that might be enough to fill his sheet up. Yeah, actually he can't. He has to choose which. He'd probably take the crafting items then, or would he? Would he take the food? Yeah, he'll take the crafting items. He can't fit anything else based on what he has on his sheet here. So he takes the crafting items. He'll leave the food here in the crate, and I think basically, based on the rules, he would then make his way out of the dungeon. So, all right. So he's gone. Let's go back to the beginning, top of the round. But that's what that's going to do is that's going to then add another dread token. Sorry, not dread token. Dread peg or to our board, which means we are now going to be in the distress. Things are going to get a little more dangerous in the distress area of the dread tracker. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. All right. So now, come back over. Oh, now we got, I'm sorry, and we also have to draw another event. All right. Well, let's see what this says here. This says quest giver. Interesting. So, here, oh, sorry. Quest giver. See that? All right. Select a random Denzian. It gains 2 additional health pegs, 1 additional magic peg, 1 random uncommon weapon, and 1 random item from the token pouch. Place it at a random entry point. When activated, the character moves towards the nearest adventurer. It will not engage enemies. It will stop 1 square away if there's no round around. If it starts its turn engaged, it will make a melee attack if possible, or knockback if not. If still engaged, it will move directly away if possible, or attack knockback again if not. It resumes its normal rules for any remaining actions. If this character makes contact with an adventurer, that player draws a side quest card and resolves it. Discard this card for the rest of the game. The quest giver will act as detailed in the side quest. All right, interesting. That's what's going to happen in a Disquiet Dismay. All right, so which we are in currently. We're still in Dismay. All right, let's go ahead and grab a random quest giver. All right, so we have pulled a random quest giver, and these are the items for Brom. I think that's Brom. Brom. He's showing up. He's actually got a cool flintlock rifle there too that I randomly selected for him. So yeah. Anyway, so we need to figure out where he's going to show up at. And actually, I need to pull his miniature as well. All right, so where's Brom going to come from? Let's find out. So he's showing up at 1. If you can see here, actually this is interesting. So he is going to show up right over here. That is where he's showing up, and that's cool because that'll be, he shows up on next turn, or I'm sorry, when we get to the NPCs. So yeah, he's close enough to Moranna to give a quest out. So that's kind of cool. All right. So we have, did we increase our, I think we did. Did we put a pet? Yeah, I think. Oh well. All right, I think we did. All right, anyway. All right, so now over to the heroes. We are now going to decide who wants to go as a question. So that is a good question. Who should go first? I think I'm gonna go, I think Greet. Does Greet go? Is that what we want to use? Do we go with Greet? Do we start making our way back out? I think it seems logical. So Greet will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, and then effortless, another action moves. Greed's like, I'm getting out of here. I got my loot. I'm ready to scoot. Grogmar, he is completely tapped out with items. Can't pick up any more, so he's also gonna head out. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 4. Should be at least 1 behind. All right. And then do I? Oh yeah, let's go with Moranna. She will go 1, and I think we're gonna go ahead and interact with the cog there. She's gonna pull that lever. I think that's what we're gonna do. I believe that's what we're gonna do. No, so then, yeah, second action is to interact with it. We'll go ahead and pull the token here to see what that is. Oh, objective 6. I think, Lord, that might be, let me look here. Objective 6. Remove the wall marked in yellow. The Arcanus chamber is now accessible. Dang! Oh boy. All right, so I'm not sure if you can see it, even if you can see it. So she pulls that. That means that this, let me see if I can get to it. Over here, there's a wall right here. That wall would open up. Oh man. And then I would potentially be able to go in and grab whatever cool item might be in the Arcanist. I don't know if we want to. I mean, that's cool, and I think we're just going to come back another time and try and get in there, because right now I'm happy with sort of our first run here, and I don't want to venture any farther in. So I'm gonna, the wall opens up, but actually now that I think about it, the wall would open up, and do you see? Yeah, so if the wall's here, yeah, so that would actually benefit Sirio. Okay, so one moment. All right, so we have opened up the hidden wall, but I don't feel like we're gonna go over there. So, all right, so that is done with her. All our heroes have gone. We go to the adversary phase, and now roll the die for Lamentors to see how many will be showing up. Oh, none. Look at that. Oh, well, can't look at that. I rolled a blank. So that's good. However, we will be getting, because we're now in the distress phase, we'll be getting a Mira, one Mira, and we'll have to see randomly where they're going to show up at. 4. That's okay. So they get 2 actions. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And unfortunately, they are going to attack Sirio here. Roll 2 dice. And I think I might have been missing some things. I think Sirio probably would have been poisoned earlier, if I'm not mistaken. My characters might have been poisoned earlier, but I can't remember. We're past it now, but sorry, I need to yell on you. Let's go ahead and see what this thing is going to do, if anything. 2 damage. Sirio would... Yeah, Sirio's just going to soak 1 and then take 1. And then would also be poisoned. I do believe that is the case. So we'll put a poison token on Sirio's character. And we'll put that up here. All right. And then, yeah. All right, so now Sirio's turn. So Sirio is poisoned. But what can Sirio do now to hopefully get out of this this NPC here? I think. What will Sirio do? All right, Sirio's poisoned. In each assessment phase, roll a magic die. 1 to 2. The character loses 1 health. And 3 to 4. Oh yeah. Sorry. And Sirio also will take a health peg from him. So Sirio's a little bit hurt, but it's now Sirio's turn. Sirio will try to attack back. The Mira has a armor of 1. Sirio will roll a blue die, hoping for a 2. Aha! Look at that. Sirio just slinging it. Takes out the Mira, and the Mira's done. And that, oh yeah, and then and now we need to figure out if our Lamentors over here can break through this door. All right, so the Lamentors can open doors, even locked ones. So the first Lamentor, its basically action is to unlock or open this door. So this door is open. That's his action. And then the other one will move through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, and they're making their way to where our heroes will be. And yeah, so they're coming. They're making their way. Oh, actually, you know what? I should have gone with them earlier. It doesn't matter. Okay. Either way, they've moved. I don't think I have any more bad guys out. Yep. So back to the. Oh. Sorry. Forgive me. I forgot about our quest giver. So our quest giver will come from the outside and make their way to the closest adventurer. 1, 2, and they are going to give a quest. So select a character. When activated, the character moves towards the nearest adventurer. It will not engage enemies. Yep. And so once we're one square away. If this character, makes contact with the adventurer, the player draws a single. And now it's time to draw that quest card, which I have already done. And so this one is going to be called Lost Companion. Oops, Lord. Lost Companion. So, your quest is to locate a lost adventurer. Instructions: rest phase. At the start of each game, add a Lost Traveler Denzian card into the event deck. And then instructions: shuffle a Lost Traveler Denzian card into the event deck, if possible. When activated, it has line of sight to the Lost Traveler. The quest giver will move towards them. Otherwise, it will scatter once per action. It will not engage enemies and will stop if there are no other routes. If engaged, when activated, it will use the first. Okay, anyway, this is just the instructions on how this quest. And then it's got the rewards at the bottom. But yeah, so this is cool. This will be something that we can do in future games. So now we have a Lost Companion quest. So we'll set that aside for now. That's awesome. All right, all right, so that was the end of this turn. I think we're going into turn 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, turn 8. So let's go. Yeah, turn 8. We're going to go ahead and add another peg into the dread tracker. Yeah, right there. Okay. And then we're gonna draw another event card. Whoa, lots of event cards. All right. Hopefully this one is not too terrible. This one is called Home Invasion. Oh no. Your adversaries have disturbed the lair of a wild beast. Take all the beast cards not being used for this game and draw one at random. Resolve it immediately. However, instead of placing the characters at a random entry point, place them anywhere within short range and line of sight of, but not in contact with, an adversary. If no adversaries are in play, place it at an entry point as normal. Okay. So that is this one right here. Home Invasion. Oh, yes, and this is Disquiet Through Doom, so it definitely applies. All right, everybody. So we have actually pulled our beast here, and we ended up pulling some cankers. Yes, they're grotesque looking. So they come in as a pack of 3. The other next symbol is they're able to see in the dark. That darkness does not affect them. They're going to be a size smaller than everyone we have out there, so they can be knocked back a little bit easier. The next symbol means that they won't be able to open doors, search, things like that. They're beasts. And then the final, the last symbol there is otherworldly, so the character originates from another dimension, and then that icon just is has no effect on its own, but will interact with other rules, and other expansions. And then at the top, you can see that they roll 2 dice for their attacks. And there's another symbol there. They're with the teeth. They're vampiric, and so if they score a critical, they'll suck magic out of whatever character they hit there. So, yeah, pretty crazy. All right, so those are going to show up here. So they're going to show up in short range of an adversary. Now, so an adversary, it's saying adversary, so that means to me they're going to show up against a Lamentor. So short range. So if we look right here, if you can see this, that's one Lamentor there, and that's probably going to be the one that. So short range for him would be this space right over here, and I think, I could be wrong, I think they can all go on the same square for right now. All right, so they have shown up, and now let's get moving. All right, so that, oh yeah, now we gotta put our, hopefully I haven't already done this. All right, so we're gonna add another peg to the dread tracker. We're getting up there. We're still in disquiet now, but that's okay. And then, yeah, now we move on to our heroes. Our heroes are... Okay, so I think at this point, we just try to book it out of here. So, and that's the plan. I think we're gonna run with what we've got. So, I'm gonna go with Greet. Greet will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will do a effortless, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Greed is running. Greed is running. All right, and then let's see about Grogmar. Grogmar's hey, I'm coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, effortless. Yeah, we're all like just hauling butt. And then let's go Moranna. Moranna, what are you going to do? She's gonna run over here. She will go, I think she can go from, yeah, she can go there. 1, 2, open as an effortless. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We're hauling. Everybody's hauling. Okay. So everyone has. We've made it. We're getting close to the entrance. That is the. We're done with our. We're done with our adventure phase. Now over to the adversary phase, and let's go ahead and try to spawn, see where they will spawn. Let me bring it back over to our dice view. Oh, look at that. Nothing! I love it. And then we will have Amira show up, and that will be at what location? Location 1? Okay, and look, oh, location 1 is right behind Braun. So location 1 is back there, and we'll grab Amira, and they will show up here. Then they'll go 1, 2, and attack him, rolling 2 dice. Rolling 2 dice. Oops. And let's see what happens here. Ooh, 2 hits. He has 1 armor, so he soaks 1. He becomes poisoned. I think so. Yes, he becomes poisoned. No, I take that back. He does not become poisoned. Never mind. Nope. He does not become poisoned. That was only if a Lamentor was attacking him. But he does take 1, so I'll take a peg off of his health and bring that over here. And so now I have, sorry. All right, so he came on, and then I've got a Lamentor over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have another Lamentor coming through the door here. Oops, as I failed to show you. This Lamentor over here comes through. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mentors are coming through. Now, you know, honestly, not that scary. I mean, I feel like I probably could have kept going through, but yeah, we want to just get out with what we've got so far. So, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, now. Okay, so now we'd jump over to our NPCs, and so we have. Who do we have that we can show you? All right, so Mr. Braun, he has a Mirren next to him. What does he want to do is the question. Well, let's look at what he would do. Because he's a quest giver. Not engage enemies, will not stop once. Right. If it starts its turn engaged, it will make a melee. Okay, so he's going to make a melee attack. He does have a, looks like a pick. And so he will use that to attack the Mira behind him. So he's going to roll 2 dice, a red and a blue. And so, here we go. Oh, that is 2 hits. And that is enough to destroy the Mira, I believe. Yes. Boom. He's out. And then, what would he do? It says he would act as if he was the quest giver once he has given the quest away. And then for a quest, so I think, yeah, so according to the instructions, quest giver, shuffle Lost Traveler Denzing card into the event deck. If possible, when activated, it has lines. Okay, so, yeah, so we're not, so basically we're going to, we're not gonna go with that right now. He is, you know, I'm gonna sort of, we're gonna just go with it. We're gonna sort of role play this a little bit. He's gonna go off and escape after giving the quest. And then over here to Sirio. Sirio would then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and he's going to try to open up the alchemist. Oh, he'll search next turn. Oh, actually, no, he can't do that. He has to, because he has filled up his inventory, Sirio has to go to the entrance where he came in. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he'll discard one of the items that he picked up, which was this item here. Which is just the rusted armor. So he discards that, and then he'll come back in. So then he would go 1, 2. Well, actually no. So that's the action. So he finishes his action there, and then next turn he's basically going to just keep grabbing stuff, basically until we either exit, or if we had made our way over to where he's at, then we could interact with him and get him to join our party. But all right, so. All right, that is that. Oh, I forgot all about the cankers over here. So they would go towards the closest character that has, because they sense magic, and so the Lamentors don't have magic, so they'll go towards. They're going to be going towards our heroes, and their movement. Let's see how many actions they have. They have 2 actions, and assume they're also just 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just gonna join. There we go. They're coming through. And then, yeah. And then we go to the status. Let's see, we go to the status phase. Is that correct? Yeah, because everyone's gone. We're past the adversary. We're past the NPC. Now, sorry, the assessment phase. We are going to, oh yeah, I forgot about Syria was poisoned earlier, and I think I didn't roll. We're supposed to roll a magic die to see what happens. So let me jump. Let's just play it out, right? I didn't do it earlier. So roll a magic die. If you're poisoned, let's see, we got a 2. So if we rolled that, what would that do for us is the question. So we're poisoned. On a 1-2, the character loses 1 health. So he would lose 1 health. Sirio would. Which we will grab a health peg from there. Okay. And then, all right. So then we would go to the top of the round. So back to the dread phase. So we'll go ahead and add another peg to the dread tracker. I think we might be able to, we'll see. We may be able to escape this turn. We'll find out. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that event card. All right, this one, hopefully you can see this, is the card we've drawn, called Death Draws In. So, increase the dread by 2 and shuffle this card back into the deck. All right, so that actually can go back into the deck. So we'll just set that, well, I will shuffle it, but let's, what that's gonna do is that's gonna increase our dread tracker by 2, and so, interesting, because now we're getting, it's fine, I'm okay with that happening now, because it's getting closer to getting through the distress point, and that's okay, because we're hopefully on our way out of this dungeon with some loot. Some loot! And that's what I like, we're looting and we're scooting. All right, so we've increased our dread tracker. We've gone, that was a card, luckily that was not as bad as it could have been. And so now we are back over to our players phase. Our heroes will now go. The question is, who should go first? Well, I think leading the way will be Greet, and hopefully I can get Greet out the door, which I think I can. He's right next to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's out. And let's see. Let's go with, let's see, Moranna. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And she's out the door. And then Grogmar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yep, 3, 4. Out the door. All of them. That's right. Woo! Oh boy. I think we're out. Well, we have had a successful dungeon delving experience for Maladum! And we got through the first playthrough, our first playthrough, and this was of Coin and Glory. Yes, here's the thing. This is the, we could have done a little bit more. But, as you can see, our heroes have come out with a lot more equipment and items than we started with, and that was the point, to gain some experience, to get through a playthrough, to get through and not fall in the in the dungeon or have someone get captured. So cool thing is we've actually picked up a quest. So we've picked up a quest for this Lost Companion quest, which we will be a part of the next. So this will be a side quest. So that'll be a part of our next game. But yeah, now there is there's the now post game sequence. But this has been a long playthrough, so we will do a separate video and we will go over the post game sequence. But sort of a primer. Can you see this? So that is the post-game sequence. We have the escape, the advancement, the market, and then the rest phases. So, but that is for another game video. And yeah, there we go. I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching me play this amazing game. I'm having a tremendous amount of fun with it. This was something I've not done before. These playthroughs are quite, they're fun, but there was a lot going on with this one. So, and I know the post-play processing will probably take me some time, but yeah, that's sort of that's where we are. So I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think of these. Is this something you want to see more of? I promise to try and get these more of this content coming your way. If it's something you like, it does take some time, but as I go along, I'm sure I'll get a little bit faster in the editing process and the time that I get to shoot. Obviously, you know, my schedule dictates a lot of what I get to do in my free time, and sometimes that's not always, you know, I want to do more of this and this, you know, hey, that is life though. So, but yeah, thank you again. Thank you for stopping into Two-Handed Board Gaming. Thank you for dropping into this playthrough of Maladum. This is really one of my favorite dungeon crawlers right now. I'm having a tremendous amount of fun. But yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. Really help the channel to grow and inspire me to keep doing all these videos and this content because I really like it, and hopefully you do as well. So, well, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.